Hello students, today we'll discuss about the next part of redox reaction. Okay, so today I will try to finish this chapter. Only the remaining points will be the types of redox reaction along with how we can balance the redox reaction. So first part we'll discuss about the redox reaction, that will be the types of redox reaction. Types of redox reaction. Okay, so redox reaction, it has four types. Redox reaction, it has four types. First will be the combination reaction, second will be the decomposition reaction, third will be the displacement reaction, and fourth will be the disproportionate reaction. So I will discuss one by one. So first type will be the combination reaction. Combination reaction. Second type will be the decomposition reaction. Decomposition reaction. Third is displacement reaction. And fourth will be the disproportionate reaction. Okay, so redox reaction, it divided into the four types. First will be the combination reaction, second will be the decomposition reaction, third is displacement reaction, and last will be the disproportionate reaction. Now we'll study what is mean by combination reaction. See that in combination reaction means here we are combining something. After the decomposition reaction, you heard the word decomposition in the biology. So decomposition is nothing but what? Breakdown. Okay, suppose if I take dead animal example, when that body of the animal, if I keep for 15 days, it will not remain as it is. Okay, it will undergo decomposition, means breakdown of the body. Okay, so here in the redox reaction, breakdown of the compound into the different elements or into the element, this is called decomposition reaction. So what is my displacement reaction here? Displacement is nothing but what? Replacement. Displacement is nothing but replacement. Here replacement means one atom is replaced by another atom. One atom is replaced by another atom. Last will be the disproportionate reaction. We'll discuss one by one, but I'm giving introduction only here. Disproportionate reaction means whatever the, suppose if I take compound, in the compound the element will be present. Suppose if I take here CO2, okay, that is a carbon dioxide. In the carbon dioxide, carbon also present and oxygen also present. Okay, so these are the two elements which is present in the disproportionate reaction, where the element which is present in a compound. Now these are the element which is present in a carbon dioxide. There is a compound. The element which is present in a compound, they undergo oxidation and reduction simultaneously. Means there is a change in the oxidation number of the component. This is called disproportionate reaction. So now we'll discuss the types of redox reaction one by one. So first will be the combination reaction. First we'll discuss about what? Combination reaction. Combination reaction. Now if you see the heading, combination means you will understand I'm combining something. Combine means I'm adding something here. Okay. So combination reaction, this is nothing but, suppose if I take A compound, suppose if I take atom A and atom B, if I combine that A plus B, I am getting what? Product C. So the combination reaction, it is represented by A plus B give rise to C. Okay, it will give C. I am combining here the element A and element B. I am combine. So combination reaction. So because of this reason, we can say that this reaction we can represent it by A plus B give rise to C. After that, whatever the A will be present and B will be present, they are present in the elemental state. Okay. Now what is my elemental state? Either A or B or both should be. Okay. Either A or B or both. A किंवा B किंवा A and B. Both should be present in elemental state. Both should be present in elemental state. Now what is my elemental state? I already told while teaching oxidation number or the oxidation state. Elemental state means the compound or the atom should be present in elemental state means they have a zero oxidation number. Elemental state means they are in neutral. They are in neutral state. They are in neutral state. Now neutral state means they have zero oxidation number. They have zero oxidation number. Okay. Now this is called your combination reaction. What you should remember here in the combination reaction? This reaction, it is represented by A plus B give rise to C, where this A should be present in A or B, or either A or B should be present in elemental state, and the elemental state is nothing but they are present in neutral state, means they doesn't have any charge here. Whatever the product is formed, this product will be formed. This product is having charge, but this A or B doesn't have any charge, means they should be present in the elemental form. Then we can say that this is an example of combination reaction. For example, if I take here carbon. Okay, if I take carbon which is react with oxygen. Now this carbon is A compound and oxygen is a compound B. Now we don't have any charge here because the carbon is present in elemental state. Also the oxygen also present in elemental state. I am already told that if I take here H2O, then we can say that this oxygen is present in -2 oxidation state. Here if I take directly oxygen gas, we don't have any charge here. So this which is present in a zero oxidation state. So I will write here zero oxidation state in a red pen. So you will understand that oxygen also present in elemental state. This carbon also present in elemental state. Means it doesn't have any charge. After combine A and B, what I am getting the product C like CO2. Now we can say that this carbon also having charge and this oxygen also having charge. So this example belongs to the combination reaction. So what is the charge here? Can I find here? So suppose if I take carbon is X, because you already know how to find the oxidation number. This oxygen, we have total 2 oxygen and charge on the oxygen is -2 is equal to 0 because we don't have any charge here. So X 2 into 2 -4 is equal to 0. So X is equal to 4. So plus 4 it is a charge on carbon and -2 it is a oxidation number of a oxygen. So this example belongs to the combination reaction. I will take one more example. Suppose if I take 3 molecules of magnesium. Suppose if I take here 3 molecules of magnesium which is react with nitrogen. Now nitrogen is present in the gaseous state and magnesium is present in solid state, where both are present in elemental state. Elemental state means they doesn't have any charge here. When I combine there is a formation of product and product have some charge here. Now they also present in a neutral state. So I should write here 0 oxidation number on the magnesium, and here also we should write 0 oxidation number on the nitrogen. So what I am getting here? Magnesium nitrate, that is a Mg3N2. Mg3N2, where this magnesium is having +2 oxidation state and the nitrogen is having -3 oxidation state. Because why I am writing here magnesium is having +2 oxidation state after combination? So you know that all the alkaline earth metal always having +2 oxidation number. I already told while teaching the oxidation number, this magnesium is having +2 oxidation number. So what is the charge on nitrogen here? -3 as a oxidation number. So this is example. This is about the combination reaction. You have to remember this combination reaction is nothing but A plus B give rise to C. After that, whether A or B should be present in elemental state. Elemental state is nothing but they are present in neutral state or the 0 oxidation number. So example will be the C plus O2 give rise to the CO2 along with Mg plus N2 give rise to the Mg3N2. So this is about combination reaction. Now we'll discuss the second type, that will be the second type, that is decomposition reaction. Decomposition reaction. Okay, so now in the combination reaction we are combined there, where in the decomposition reaction what is the product is formed, that product will be breakdown. So we can say that the decomposition reaction, it is a opposite of combination reaction. Decomposition reaction, it is the opposite of combination reaction. It is a opposite of combination reaction. Decomposition reaction, it is opposite of the combination reaction. Now, in case of combination reaction, I don't know A or B should be present in elemental state. Here, it is opposite of combination reaction, and this reaction is leads to the breakdown of compound. Decomposition means what? Breakdown of compound. Okay, so decomposition reaction, this is about breakdown of compound into the two or more components. Okay, suppose if I take compound here like CO2, if I provide the heat to the CO2, what will happen? I am getting a C plus O2. So I am breakdown C plus O2. This compound is breakdown into the C plus O2. So we can say that here the reaction will be reverse here. In combination reaction, I am taking this, I am getting this. And in decomposition reaction, I am taking product and I will provide heat. After providing heat, I am break down that compound, I am getting C plus O2. Now it is opposite of combination reaction, and this reaction is leads to the breakdown of compound. This reaction is leads to the breakdown of compound. Breakdown of a compound into two or more components. Here I am getting two components, two or more components, and in which at least one must be present in elemental state. At least one must be present in elemental state. Now you know what is the meaning of elemental state. They have zero oxidation number. Now here if I say this example, CO2 after heating I am getting C plus O2. This oxygen having zero oxidation state. So at least one should be present in elemental state. Condition is satisfied. So this example is decomposition reaction. Carbon also having zero oxidation state. Here this is saying plus 4 oxidation state, and this oxygen having minus 2 oxidation state. One more example. If I take sodium hydride, I taken here 2 molecules of sodium hydride. So everyone knows that this sodium is belongs to the alkali metal. Alkali metal is always having what? Plus 1 charge. Alkali metal is always having plus 1 charge, and hydrogen also having plus 1 charge, but when it combined with alkali metal, hydrogen is having minus 1 charge. Okay, so oxidation number will be the plus 1 and minus 1. When I provide heat here, I am getting 2 molecules of sodium along with hydrogen gas. This sodium is present in solid state, sodium hydride also present in solid state. Now, here I taken sodium. So, should I return here any charge? So, now it is present in elemental state. So, it is having 0 oxidation number. This hydrogen also having 0 oxidation number. So, condition is satisfied. The reaction is leads to the breakdown of compound. The sodium hydride is breaking into the NaNH2, in which at least one element, at least one means like sodium or maybe hydrogen, they should be present in element state. If they both are present in element state also okay. If any one element is present in elemental state, this is also okay. So here I am getting 2 elements also, 2 elements are or both are present in the elemental state. This is example of decomposition reaction. I will take one more example, that is second example. 2 molecules of water. When I provide heat here, this sign we call heating sign. So I'm getting here 2 molecules of H2 gas along with O2 gas. Okay, so now hydrogen, this also present in elemental state, so I can write here 0. Oxygen also present in elemental state, so charge on the oxygen or the oxidation number of oxygen will be the 0. And here also you know that oxygen is always having -2 charge and hydrogen having +1 charge. When it is combined with alkali metal, only the hydrogen having -1 charge. In rest all the compound, hydrogen having +1 charge. So this is about the decomposition reaction. Now we'll discuss about the third, that will be the displacement reaction. Displacement reaction. Now, when you heard the word displacement, displacement is nothing but what? A replacement. What is the meaning of displacement? It is a replacement. Suppose if you go to the shop, you want to buy some new clothes, okay, and you already taken one dress, and when you come in home, if you try, if you're not getting, then what will do? Again you're going to the shop, again you're replacing. You take this, will take different one. So this is nothing but there's some same process, it will be happen into the redox reaction. That reaction we call displacement reaction. Here atom is replaced with another atom. One atom is replaced with another atom. This is called displacement reaction. So we can say that this reaction involve replacement of an atom by another atom. This reaction involves replacement of atom by another atom. This is called displacement reaction. Suppose if I take X, okay, I will combine this with YZ. I am getting here XZ plus Y. So what I did here? This Y is replaced with what? X. I am getting, so here adding here X, this Y will be come here. So Y is replaced with, so I can write here Y is replaced with X. Y is replaced with X. Okay. So the reaction involves one atom is replaced by another atom. This is called displacement reaction. Now this displacement reaction, it has two types. Displacement reaction, it has two types. First will be the metal displacement, and second will be the non-metal displacement. Now we'll discuss one by one. First will be the metal displacement and second will be the non-metal displacement. Now what is my metal displacement? Again, displacement is nothing but what? Replacement. So what we are replacing here? Metal is replacing. So one metal is replaced by another metal. One metal is replaced by another metal is called metal displacement. Yeah, one metal is replaced by another metal. This is called metal displacement. For example, if I take copper sulfate, okay, I will react it with zinc. Okay, so I am getting here Cu plus ZnSO4. So what will happen? This copper also metal, zinc also metal. Now when I combine both copper sulfate and zinc, this zinc is replaced with, or the copper is replaced with zinc. So I am getting here ZnSO4. SO4 is remain same here. What I did here, only I remove copper, I will add here zinc. So copper is replaced with zinc. So one metal is replaced with another metal. This is called metal displacement. While writing the redox reaction, always you have to mention the oxidation number. Here the copper is having +2 oxidation state and sulfur is having +6 oxidation state, and this oxygen is having -2 oxidation state. Zinc elemental state 0 oxidation state, copper also elemental state 0 oxidation state. Here again zinc is having +2 oxidation state, sulfur is having +6 oxidation state, and oxygen always having -2 oxidation state. I'll take one more example here, that is V2O5 vanadium oxide. When it reacts with 5 molecules of calcium, I'm getting here 2 molecules of vanadium plus 5 calcium oxide, 5 molecules of calcium oxide. So what is replaced here? Calcium, vanadium is replaced with calcium. I remove vanadium, added there calcium, so vanadium is removed. Vanadium is replaced with calcium, where the oxidation number of vanadium will be the +5. Oxygen is always having -2. You have to find here. If you don't know, at least you should remember one example for each type. Next, calcium present in element state having 0 oxidation state, vanadium also present in elemental state having 0 oxidation number. This calcium again it is having +2 oxidation state, and this is having -2 oxidation state. Okay, so this is about the metal displacement. Now we'll discuss about the non-metal displacement. Okay, so non-metal displacement, you know already, it is nothing but replacement. Here I am replacing one metal by another metal, but here non-metal is replaced. Non-metal like H2 or halogens. H2 or halogens. So we can say that this reaction is involved. Non-metals like hydrogen and the halogen is replaced or is displaced by another metal or non-metal. Metal or non-metal. Yeah, the non-metal is nothing but hydrogen. In the reaction, suppose we have hydrogen also, we have halogen also. This hydrogen and halogen, it can be replaced by, okay, hydrogen and halogen कशा पुन्हा hydrogen आणि halogen replace होतात with metal and non-metal. Okay, so hydrogen and halogen is replaced by the another metal, or it may be replaced by non-metal. This is called non-metal displacement. Suppose if I take sodium, now you know that sodium is metal here, and I already written here charge here. This is present in neutral state, it is having 0 oxidation number. When it reacts with 2 molecules of water, now you know that water is having here, this hydrogen is +1, oxygen is -2. I am getting here 2 molecules of NaOH along with H2, which is having 0 oxidation number. Sodium is having +1, oxygen is -1, hydrogen having -1. Now see here. Here in the water molecule we have H and OH. Yes or no? When I combine H and OH, I am getting water molecule. We have H and OH. Here we have metal. So this metal is reacts with water molecule. I am getting metal, that is a sodium hydroxide. Now we can say that OH is remain here. Only what I remove here? I remove here hydrogen. So I can say that hydrogen is replaced with metal. So hydrogen is a non-metal. So non-metal is replaced with metal. Non-metal is replaced with metal. This is called non-metal displacement. Because I am replacing here this non-metal. No, hydrogen is not metal. It is a non-metal. This non-metal is replaced with what? Sodium. Sodium is now metal. Okay. मी काय काढले? हायड्रोजन काढले. इथं OH आहे. वॉटर मधलं ऑलरेडी OH इथं आहे असं लिहिले मी. इथं हायड्रोजन पाहिजे, तर हायड्रोजन काढून काय केले मी? सोडियम लिहिले. Yes or no? So non-metal is replaced with metal. This is called non-metal displacement or the non-metal replacement reaction. So this is about displacement reaction. What you should remember for the displacement reaction? You have to remember the reaction involves replacement of one atom by the another atom, After that, displacement reaction having two types. First will be the metal displacement and second will be the non-metal displacement. Here, the one metal is replaced with another metal is called metal displacement, and where the hydrogen or the halogen is replaced by the another metal, or it may be non-metal. This is called displacement, non-metal displacement reaction. Now we'll discuss about the last part of redox reaction, or the last type of redox reaction, that is disproportion reaction. That is the fourth type, that is disproportion reaction. Disproportion reaction. Okay. So here disproportion reaction is nothing but what? In a compound, the element will be present and that element is already present in one oxidation state. Okay. Suppose if I take compound. Okay. So in this compound, elements are present. Elements are present. And these elements already have one oxidation state. Already it has one oxidation state. Okay. Why I am telling like this? Because you will understand very easily. I have compound. Suppose if I take CO2 here. Okay. So in this compound, which elements are present? C plus O2. Here. And this carbon is having oxidation number. Oxygen also having oxidation like 0. Okay. Because they are present in neutral state. Okay. So one oxidation state. Already they have one oxidation state here. So existing one oxidation state. So in this reaction, when the reaction takes place, means there is a formation of CO2 now. When the reaction takes place, simultaneously, both the element, like simultaneously, element in one oxidation state, element in one oxidation state, element in one oxidation state is oxidize and reduce. Oxidize and reduce. Okay. Oxidize and reduce. So what you should remember, we have one compound. In that one compound we have elements, and these elements having oxidation state already. So that oxidation state, it can be oxidized and reduced simultaneously. For example, hydrogen peroxide, that is H2O2. Okay. This, if I take two molecules of hydrogen peroxide, it will be converted into the two molecules of H2O plus O2. H2O plus O2. Now, I will find what is the oxidation number of on oxygen in the hydrogen peroxide, because we know that hydrogen having always plus one oxidation state. So we have total 4 molecules of hydrogen. Wait. Okay. Now here, oxidation number on the oxygen will be the -1. Okay, oxidation number in the hydrogen peroxide. We know that I told when I teaching that oxidation number, I already told the rules. Every time oxygen is having -2 oxidation state, but exception case will be it has -1 charge when it is present in oxygen is present in a hydrogen peroxide. So it is hydrogen having +1, this oxygen having -1. Here we have again +1, this is oxygen -2 now, because it is water. Always in all the compound, oxygen having -2 charge, but except peroxide it is having -1 charge. Here we have now 0. Now we can say that hydrogen peroxide, in case of hydrogen peroxide, oxygen is simultaneously oxidized and reduced. How it is oxidized and reduced? See here, -1 is converted into the 0. So when you draw the graph, 0 at the middle, here will be the -1, -2, -3, here will be the +1, +2, +3. Now, -1 is converted into the 0. Okay, so it is going this side. -1 is converted into the 0. Means increase in the oxidation state now. -1 to 0. Increase, no? If it is going this side, it is decrease. Here, it is going this side, so increase in oxidation number. Now, increase in the oxidation number, this is called now oxidation. So, this -1 to 0 undergo oxidation, means this is oxidized, After that, this -1, here it is converted into the -2. This -1 charge, oxygen is converted into the -2. Now, again this -1 convert into the -2. So, decrease in the oxidation number, no. Decrease in the oxidation number. Decrease in the oxidation number is called reduction. So, we can write here reduction. So, this reaction belongs to now redox reaction. So, according to this disproportionate reaction, this reaction involves element in one oxidation state is simultaneously oxidized and reduced. Here, in case of hydrogen peroxide, it is a familiar example of disproportionate reaction. Remember, in case of hydrogen peroxide, when it's react or when I provide heat here, it will convert into water and oxygen, where the change in the oxidation number. Oxygen, when it converted to the O2, which is present in neutral state, -1 to 0, increase in the oxidation state, the oxygen oxidized here, and here decrease in the oxidation state, oxygen is reduced. So simultaneously it will oxidize as well as reduce. So this example is disproportionate reaction. So now this types of redox reaction is over. Now we'll come across the most important part of this chapter, that will be the balance of the redox reaction, or the balancing the redox reaction. Balancing the redox reaction. Okay, so this is fixed question for your exam, but your exam is cancelled due to this COVID. But you have to understand how to balance the redox reaction, because it is very important for your second year. Okay, so to balance the redox reaction, we have two methods. To balance the redox reaction, we have two methods. First will be the oxidation number method. And second will be the half reaction method. And this is also called ion electron method. Okay, so oxidation number method, first method will be the oxidation number method, and second will be the ion electron method. It is also called half reaction method. So first we'll discuss about oxidation number method. Don't worry, I will solve one example, then you will understand how we can balance the reaction using oxidation number method. So there are some rules to follow the balance the reaction by using oxidation number method. So first rule will be what is the provide reaction? They will provide the reaction, and that reaction you have to balance. Means LHS is equal to RHS. Okay, suppose left hand side we have some reactant and I am getting product. So whatever the product I am getting, same number should be there. Carbon here we have, at the LHS side we have 4 molecules of carbon. So at the RHS also we should have 4 molecules of carbon only. So LHS is equal to RHS. So using the oxidation number, how we can balance the reaction? So first rule will be, whatever given the reaction, so in that reaction the element will be present, in the compound the element will be present. So oxidation number of each element. Okay, oxidation number of each element are indicated. Indicated means you have to mention. First you have to find the oxidation number of each element in the reaction and you have to mention that. Okay, what is the first condition here? First you have to, whatever the reaction given, first try to understand rules. I will solve example, don't worry. If you know the rules, you can easily solve that whole reaction. What is the first step? The oxidation number of each element can be indicated. Means you have to solve that first. You have to try to write oxidation number of the each element on that reaction. Next, after writing the oxidation number of atoms other than oxygen should be balanced. Okay, so now when you are writing oxidation number for the each reactant, after that other than oxygen some elements are present. No, suppose if I take here CO2, other than oxygen we have carbon. So number of the elements or the number of atom other than oxygen should be balanced. After that, write the change in oxidation number. Write the change in, how we can write? I can tell it. Write the change in oxidation number. Write the change in oxidation number. Next, balance the oxygen number in both the side. In both the side. Now you have to balance oxygen number in both the side. LHS also and RHS also by adding H2O. Yes, this is rule now. Balance of number of oxygen in both the side by adding H2O. The side, you should not add H2O for both the side. You have to add the H2O a side in which we have less number of oxygen. कुठे वॉटर मॉलिक्यूल ऍड करायचं आहे, कुठल्या साइडला ऑक्सिजन कमी आहे तिथे आम्ही वॉटर मॉलिक्यूल ऍड करायचं. सो बॅलन्स ऑक्सिजन नंबर इन बोथ द साइड बाय ऍडिंग द H2O side in which we have less number of oxygen. Then after that, balance the hydrogen. Okay. So before that, if they provide in the reaction, suppose they give you the reaction and you have to balance the redox reaction by redox reaction using the oxidation number, and the reaction will be the basic medium. Suppose they provide the reaction medium. Suppose they provide basic medium reaction. Then after this you have to write as it is. After that, to balance the oxygen, you have to add OH here. Don't add water here. I'm telling no. If they doesn't provide any condition, you have to add directly water. Then you have to directly add hydrogen. But if they provide basic medium, you have to add OH first. Then you have to add water, then you have to balance the hydrogen. Then you have to add water, then you have to balance the hydrogen. If they provide basic medium, first you have to add OH, then you have to add water molecule, then you have to balance the hydrogen. If they provide acidic medium now, suppose they given reaction, and if they provide acidic medium, in the acidic medium, you have to add hydrogen. Don't add their OH, you have to add hydrogen. First you have to remember this much only. Okay, so now we'll try here one example they given, that is Cr2O7 2 minus. They already given the charge here, not on the oxygen. That whole complex is having -2 charge. Okay, Cr2O7 react with SO3 2 minus, this which is present in aqueous state. It can give rise to the Cr3 plus and SO4 2 minus. Okay, they given this example. First, balance the redox reaction. This is your question. Balance the redox reaction. They doesn't provide any medium here. Balance the redox reaction. Yes or no? I'm telling no. If they given basic medium, you have to add OH. If they given acidic medium, you have to add H. Okay. So here they given this reaction doesn't provide any medium. Directly given the reaction, balance the redox reaction. So what is the first condition here? I told you what is the first condition here. First, oxidation number of each element can be indicated. So I will write here first oxidation number of each element can be indicated or the identified. Okay, so we should write this reaction one more time, because you have to write oxidation number, no, -2 plus SO3 2 minus. It can give rise to the Cr3 plus. Already given the oxidation number of Cr, SO4 2 minus. So can I find the oxidation number of Cr2 here? This is 2x plus 7 into oxygen -2 is equal to, we have here -2 charge, so I should write here -2. So 2x minus 14 is equal to -2. So 2x is equal to -2 plus 14. 2x is equal to plus 12. X is equal to 12 divided by 2, 6. So charge on the Cr2 will be the plus 6. So this oxygen is always having what? -2 charge. You already know that. Sulfur we can find here. For SO3 we should consider X plus 3 into oxygen always having -2 charge is equal to minus 2. So x minus 6 is equal to minus 2. X is equal to minus 2 plus 6. X is equal to plus 4. So this is having plus 4 charge and these oxygens having here minus 2 charge. Cr already given plus 3. Here we can find for the SO4 x plus sulfur is considered x because we have to find this. X plus 4 into minus 2 is equal to minus 2 already given here. So minus 8 is equal to minus 2. So x is equal to minus 8 plus 8 minus 2 plus 8, x is equal to plus 6. So here also we have here plus 6 charge. Okay. So first step is over now. To balancing the redox, what is the first condition? Oxidation number of each element can be indicated. To find you have to find the oxidation number. Don't find here. You have to do rough work for this. Okay. So after finding the oxidation number, you have to mention the oxidation number. If you don't mention here, it is okay because we know that oxygen having minus 2 charge. So chromium is plus 6, sulfur is having plus 4, Cr is already given plus 3 and a sulfur is again having plus 6. After that, what is the next rule? I told second rule will be the number of atom other than oxygen should be balanced. Other than oxygen, what are the atoms here? Chromium and sulfur. Other than oxygen, oxygen सोडून कुठला एलिमेंट आहे? chromium and sulfur आहे. ते काय पाहिजे? बॅलन्स पाहिजे. So number of atom, second rule, number of, you have to write this rule also. Number of atom other than oxygen should be balanced. Is it balanced here? We have 2 molecules of chromium. Here at the right hand side we have 3 molecules. Sorry, only 1 molecules. Here we have 2 molecules. Sulfur, 1 sulfur. Sulfur is already balanced. So I will balance with chromium. If I write 2 here, the reaction is balanced now. Cr2O7 2 minus, it is having plus 6. Always you have to write their charges. Plus SO3 2 minus, this is saying plus 4, which can give rise to Cr3 plus. Now 2 molecules of Cr. So number of atom other than oxygen should be balanced. So here we have 2. So I should mention here 2 now. Okay. Plus SO4 2 minus as it is. So sulfur is having plus 6 because sulfur only we have 1 molecule of sulfur. Here also we have 1 molecule of sulfur. Sulfur is already balanced. So only you have to balance Cr. So number of atom other than oxygen also balanced. What is the third rule? Third will be the write the change in oxidation number. Write the change in oxidation number. So I will write first rule here. Write the change in oxidation number. Okay. Now see here. Oxidation number of sulfur. Here we have plus 4. Here oxidation of sulfur will be, we have plus 6. So we can say that oxidation number of sulfur is increases or decreases. Plus 4 is converted into the plus 6. Obviously it is increases. So oxidation number of sulfur is increases from plus 4 to plus 6. So it is increases by 2 unit. So I will write 2 unit because plus 4, plus 5, plus 6 increases by 2 unit. So oxidation number of sulfur is increases by plus 4 to the plus 6. It is nothing but 2 unit. What is the difference here? Only 2, no? So I should write 2 units. No. Oxidation number of chromium, that is Cr, is. Now Cr we have here plus 6 oxidation state and here we have plus 3 oxidation state. So we can say that here it is decreases. Plus 6 to plus 3. It is decreases by how many unit now? Plus 6, plus 5, plus 4, plus 3. It is decreases by 3 unit. And total we have how many chromium? We have 2 molecules of chromium. So 3 into 2. Yeah. Here we have only 1 molecule of sulfur, but here we have 2 molecules of chromium. So 3 unit is multiplied with 2. So I am getting what? 6 unit. Because each chromium is oxidation number is decreases. Each chromium oxidation number is decreases by 3. So total we have 3 chromium. So 3 into 2. I am getting 6 unit. So when I do here multiplication, 2 ones are 2, 3s are. I am getting 1 and 3. Now This 3 is, now you have to do cross multiplication. Now you have to do cross multiplication. Okay, this 3 should be multiplied with sulfur. Cross multiply means this 3 should be multiplied with sulfur. This, don't take this 3 now, because for each chromium I am getting 3. So this 3, for 2 chromium I am getting 3 into 2, I am getting 6 in it. So after doing this, 2 ones are 2 3s, I am getting 1 and 3. So 3 is multiplied with sulfur and 1 is multiplied with chromium in the reaction. 3 is multiplied with sulfur and 1 is multiplied with chromium. You have to remember, 3 is multiplied with what? Sulfur and 1 is multiplied with chromium in the above reaction. So reaction become what? Reaction become, now this chromium is multiplied with 1. So when I multiply it 1, remaining as it is, that is Cr2O7, 2 minus, it is having plus 6 here. Now sulfur is multiplied with 3. So I am getting here 3 molecules of sulfur, that is 3SO3, 2 minus 4 plus as it is. It can give rise to the 2 molecules of Cr remain as it is, because this is multiplied only 1 plus 3SO4, 2 minus. Okay, up to this I hope you understand. Next will be the balance the oxygen now. Now balance the oxygen. To balance the oxygen, if they provide any medium, no, they didn't provide any medium, directly they written balance the redox reaction. So you have to add what? Add H2O. And which side you have to add H2O? The side in which we have less number of oxygen. Okay, the side in which we have less number of oxygen, that side you have to add water. Okay, this much amount of water. Suppose here you have to count, total we have 7 oxygen, plus here we have 3 into 3 plus 9. I am getting total 16 oxygen. Here we don't have oxygen here, 4 into 3 is 12 oxygen. So 16, here we have 12. So what is the difference here? 4 oxygen difference. So you have to add right hand or left hand. Left hand side we have more oxygen, right hand side we have less oxygen. Where the oxygen is less number, that side you have to add water. So total we have 4 oxygen less, so you have to add 4 water molecules at the right hand side. So I am getting here Cr2O7, 2 minus, here plus 6 as it is, 3SO3, 3SO3, here plus 4, 2 minus, it's converted into the 2Cr3 plus 3SO4, 2 minus, it is having, this is plus 4, 3 plus 6 and plus 4H2O, because we have less molecules of oxygen, it is 4 molecules of oxygen at the right hand side, so we should add 4H2O. Now already oxygen is balanced here. Now last will be the balance the hydrogen. Now see here, total hydrogen is how much? Here we don't have any hydrogen here, but at the right hand side we have total 4 into 2 we have total 8 hydrogen. So balance the hydrogen by adding how many hydrogen we required? At the left hand side 8 hydrogen at LHS left hand side. So I am getting here Cr2O7, 2 minus, here plus 6 plus 3SO3, 2 minus, here plus 4 plus 8 hydrogen. Why should I add 8 hydrogen? Because we have total 8 hydrogen at the right hand side. So to balance the hydrogen at left hand side you have to add 8 hydrogen. So I am getting here 2Cr3 plus, remain as it is, 3SO4, 2 minus, here plus 6 plus 4H2O. Now count here. Total we have 2 molecules of Cr. Here also we have 2 Cr. Oxygen 7 plus 9. Total 16. Here 12 plus 4, 16 oxygen. Here we have 8 hydrogen. Here also we have 8 hydrogen. So reaction is balanced. I will explain it once again. First you have to see the reaction what they given. They given here Cr2O7 SO3 Cr3 plus SO4 balanced redox. They didn't provide any condition here. If they provide basic condition you have to add OH minus. If they provide acidic condition you have to add H plus. Okay. Now oxidation number of each element can be indicated. So already you know how to find the oxidation number. Find the oxidation number and write oxidation number of each atom. After writing this, second will be the other than oxygen. Elements are present like chromium and sulfur here. So other than oxygen you have to balance. So sulfur is here also we have one sulfur, here also we have. So sulfur is already balanced. Only chromium should be balanced. Here we have two chromium, here we have only one chromium. So after making, if I write here 2, I am getting the chromium also balanced here. After balancing you have to write change in oxidation number. How the oxidation will change from left side to the right hand side. So plus 4 oxidation number of sulfur is converted to plus 6. So oxidation number is increases here. Increases by how many unit? You have to write how many unit? 2 unit. Okay. Plus 4, plus 5, plus 6. Okay. So 2 unit it is the increases. After that chromium. Initially it is having plus 6 oxidation state. Convert into the plus 3 oxidation state. So decrease in the oxidation state. How many unit? 3 unit. So एका chromium से किती unit ना decrease झाला? 3 युनिट डिक्रीज झालं. सल्फर क्रोमियम किती आहे तिथे? 2 क्रोमियम आहेत. मग एका क्रोमियमचं 3 युनिट डिक्रीज झालं तर 2 क्रोमियमचं किती युनिट होणार? 6 युनिट होणार. सो हे क्रॉस हे मल्टिप्लिकेशन कॅन्सल करू शकतो. 2 1 जा 2 3 जा. So I'm getting 1 and 3. So 3 this 3 is multiplied with sulfur and 1 is multiplied with chromium. You have to remember this. This is very important now. Up to this you don't have any problem. This also we don't have any problem, but when you're doing cross multiply you should remember this 3 is multiplied with sulfur and 1 is multiplied with chromium. आता हे एक ना ह्या रिएक्शनला मल्टिप्लाय केलं तर काय होणार? एक ना क्रोमियमला क्रोमियम कशात आहे? यामध्ये इथं आहे. क्रोमियमला एक ना मल्टिप्लाय केलं तर हा असंच राहणार Cr2O7. बट सल्फरला मी कितीने मल्टिप्लाय केले? 3 ने केले. मग 3SO3 होणार इथं. क्रोमियमला अगेन एक नच युनिट केला. ऑलरेडी 2 क्रोमियम आहे. ऑलरेडी आहे असं सल्फरला आणि 3SO3 2 मायनस. ते झाल्यानंतर काय करणार तुम्ही? आता दोन्ही क्रोमियम आणि सल्फर बॅलन्स आहेत. आम्हाला काय बॅलन्स करायचं? ऑक्सिजन बॅलन्स करायचं. ऑक्सिजन बॅलन्स करायला काय करणार तुम्ही? वॉटर मॉलिक्यूल ऍड करणार. वॉटर मॉलिक्यूल कुठल्या साईडला ऍड करणार? ज्या साईडला लेस नंबर ऑफ ऑक्सिजन आहेत तिथं. सी नाव इथं काउंट केल्यानंतर I got 16 oxygen at the left hand side and here 12 oxygen. तर डिफरन्स किती झाला? 16 12 कितीचा डिफरन्स आहे? 4 चा डिफरन्स आहे. सो 4 वॉटर मॉलिक्यूल कुठल्या साईडला ऍड करणार तुम्ही? राईट हँड साईडला. का? राईट हँड साईडला आमच्याकडे लेस वॉटर मॉलिक्यूल लेस ऑक्सिजन आहे. सो 4H2O. आता ऑक्सिजन बॅलन्स झालं पण एक्स्ट्रा काय आलं आमच्याकडे? हायड्रोजन एक्स्ट्रा आलं की नाही? राईट हँड साईडला टोटल वी हॅव 8 हायड्रोजन. इथं हायड्रोजन नाही. सो लेफ्ट हँड साईडला काय ऍड करायचं? मी डायरेक्ट 8 हायड्रोजन ऍड करायचं. सो आय एम गेटिंग हियर. सो रिएक्शन इज बॅलन्स. लाईक द सेम वे I'll give one homework. Try to solve that example. I will give one homework. So balance the redox reaction. I will give one homework. That is Fe2 plus plus MnO4 minus it can give rise to the Fe3 plus Mn2 plus. Balance the redox reaction. Balance the redox reaction. Okay, so this is your homework. Now I hope you understand balancing the redox reaction by oxidation number method. There is one more method, that is half reaction method, also called ion electron method, or the ion electron method. So I will tell it not now because already time is over. So I will finish one small concept, that is fractional oxidation number. That is a paradox of fractional. This example you have to try in your home. If you don't understand, I will tell it once again. So paradox of fractional oxidation number. Okay, so paradox of fractional oxidation number. So fractional oxidation number, you know that there are certain compound. Okay, we are come across that there are certain compound in which oxidation number of particular element, it may be present in fraction. It will not present in whole number. It will be present in fraction like 2 by 3, 4 by 3, 16 by 3. Like this oxidation number will be present. So we can say that the oxidation number will be present in the average oxidation state under the examination of the structural parameter. So the given here, for example, like C2O3. So what is the name of the C2O3? C2O3 will be the carbon suboxide. Carbon suboxide. If I draw the structure, I will write here C double bond C, double bond C, double bond O, double bond O. Okay. So here they already written. Okay, don't worry. Only you should remember the example here for the fraction oxidation number. So here they already given. Total we have 3 carbon. The middle carbon is having 0 oxidation number, and this 2 side carbon is having plus 2 oxidation number. So because of this reason, we can say that this compound having fractional oxidation number plus 2. When I combine, I am getting plus 4, and total we have 3 carbon, so divided by 3. So oxidation number of carbon suboxide will be the 4 by 3. Again they given one example like Br3O8. Br3O8. What is the name of this compound? Tribromo octa oxide. Tribromo octa oxide. So the structure will be the total we have 3 bromines. For first you have to write the bromine. Total 3 bromine. Total we have 8 oxygen. So each bromine here we have here middle. Total 3 oxygen here. Here also 3 oxygen. And 6 plus 2. Total we have 8 oxygen. So this 2 terminal means side bromine. This 2 terminal bromine having plus 6 oxidation state, and this middle is having plus 4 oxidation state. So when I combine all the oxidation number of the bromine, I am getting average oxidation number. That will be the, we call paradox of fractional oxidation number. So plus 6 plus 4 plus 6. 6 plus 4, 10, 10 plus 4, 16. Total we have 3 bromine. So 16 by 3 oxidation number of the tribromo oxide. So we can say that the paradox of fractional oxidation number, it is nothing but what? Oxidation number should be present in the fraction. Oxidation number, and we are not convinced that. Okay, so remember that the paradox of fractional oxidation number is nothing but the oxidation number will be present in the fraction. It is not whole number. They given the 2 example like C2O3 we called carbon suboxide. In this first example, when I draw the structure, we can understand that the middle carbon is having 0 oxidation number, and the side 2 carbon having plus 2 oxidation number. So when I combine that all the oxidation number, I am getting the average of oxidation number for this compound will be the 4 divided by 3. Why I am taking here divided by 3? Because we have 3 carbon. After that, here also we have 3 bromine here. This 2 terminal bromine plus 6 oxidation state. This also plus 6, and when the scientists is studying, they can understand the change in the oxidation number of bromine. So at the middle bromine we have plus 4 oxidation state. So after combining plus 6 plus 4 plus 6, I am getting 16. So total we have 3 bromine. So 16 by 3. This is the average oxidation number, and also it is called paradox of the fraction oxidation number. So here your topic is over. Only remaining will be the balancing the redox reaction by half method, or also it is called ion electron method. Okay, so this method hardly it requires what? How many minutes? Hardly it requires 15 minutes. So at any time I will make the video this half electron method or the ion electron method, and I will send it to after 4 o'clock. Okay, so I hope you understand this whole topic. Only remaining will be the half method. And how we can balance the reaction using half method, I will tell it. Don't worry, hardly require 15 minutes. And next week onwards I will start hydrogen. Before that I will send this half electron method at the evening. Okay, in this week only I will send this half method or the ion electron method, and hardly it required 15 minutes. So I hope you understand each and every concept which belongs to the redox reaction. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. And remember this half electron method, this is very important for your second year. This is very important for your secondary, because in the secondary we have one topic that we call chemical kinetics. Chemical kinetics, and to understand the chemical kinetics you should understand half method, because in the chemical kinetics also you should write the half reaction, and here I will tell how to write the half reaction. Okay, so if you understand in first year how to write the half reaction method, you can easily understand the chemical kinetics in the second year. So don't worry, I will finish this half reaction method in this week only. At the evening when all the classes are over, only the 15 minutes or the 20 minutes video I will send. That time you have to learn this half electron method, and before that you have to see this video and try to solve this one example using the oxidation number method, because I teach only the oxidation number, and this method I will teach in my one more video. Here topic is over, only remaining this much part you have to remember. And next week I will I started in your live class, I already started the hydrogen topic. So I will tell what is meant by hydrogen, what is the exact position of hydrogen in the periodic table in my next class. So this topic is over. I hope you understand. Any doubts you can ask me. Thank you.